All I offer is the truth, nothing more.
Break the Matrix here. How's everybody doing today? Just want to do a quick video. I was talking to Smoke and Mirrors this morning on Discord chat, and he had shown me, which I'd seen this before, but it's like a 50-minute detailed tour of the ISS, and you know, he was saying it's so elaborate, and there's not a lot of cutting and editing that seems to be done to him. He says it seems pretty real. Now, as I said, I've seen this before, and yes, it's very well done, but I'm gonna show you guys a couple things outside of. I've shown you guys in the past how they do it on movie sets, but I want to show you guys some other AI technology that I'm sure they use as well. Let's just listen to a little bit of this. It's a link that was actually given to me by Nicole Cook, one of my favorite subs, so thank you for the link, Nicole. Let's take a look at this real quick, though.
Now has the capability of creating people, whether it be in images or video, that simply do not exist. And so in that video, we were showing you a slew of hundreds of different images that you're seeing here of people that are completely computer generated. None of them exists. The AI, which comes from NVIDIA, basically takes images from the internet, uses that to generate images of people that aren't real. And it's not just faces either that this AI can create. It takes everyday objects and landscapes, which also can be recreated, that do not exist in reality. And this generator uses a couple of networks to do this. And as it learns, it gets better and better, and the images get more flawless. Now, in that particular video, we also spoke about some other AI technology, and just technology that has the capability to trick you and make you question whether what you're seeing on the screen is real or not. For instance, we've had technology out there for years that allows you to basically erase certain objects or people or whatever you want from a video, but doing it in real time. And this technology is called diminished reality, which again, in and of itself, is kind of scary, because even if you're shooting or watching a live video feed, what you are seeing in that feed may have already been edited, or something in that feed may have already been taken out, and you're seeing that happen in real time within milliseconds. And so I'm sure many of you guys can just imagine all of the different applications that this could be used for, both good and bad.
Okay. Now, the beginning, you saw how they can computer generate the faces. Now, just to touch outside of NASA really quick, I believe that they use that technology to make a lot of the phony fake victims from Vegas shootings, Sandy Hook, places like that. I mean, some of these kids that supposedly died at Sandy Hook may not even be real people. Computer generated people, okay? They could have done the same thing with Vegas, all these other shootings. And if you come in my comments section and you say, oh, it's fucking real because I know somebody who was shot, like, either give me evidence or fuck off. Because that's all I get is people coming in with their fucking comment that, oh, well, I know somebody was shot at the church, or, you know, I know somebody was shot in Vegas. He was my friend. And it's like, I even had somebody come on one of my videos and say that they worked at one of the hospitals where they took the injured in Vegas. But then, of course, as soon as I asked for any sort of proof or evidence that this is true, they just never reply or respond. So if you're planning on leaving that comment, I'm not even going to respond unless you're coming up straight away with some facts. But I believe that this is one of the technologies that they use to make up phony fake victims. Because trust me, it's a lot easier to build a bio on somebody that's never even existed than it is to try and find a victim that they have to somehow erase and then yet somehow usher back into society under different names or whatever it is. These people may never have even existed. So you've seen that technology. Now, moving on to where the video progressed to next with the ability to edit things in real time. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is because you see a video like this, and trust me, this video, maybe I'll leave the link in the description. Every other comment is like, yeah, eat that shit, you fucking NASA truthers and whatnot, because it's such a detailed, like I said, just almost an hour tour with limited editing. So it's a pretty free-flowing tour. And they have the technology to cut or add whatever they want in real time. And I just showed you that that technology has existed for years and years. They've been able to do that. Okay? So things that you're seeing floating, or when you see him floating, okay? When you see this guy floating around and doing whatever, it's possible that with the technology I was just showing you, that there could be people holding him up with harnesses, and they could be edited out in real time. And this isn't even a live broadcast by NASA. This was a video that they uploaded, but it's not something that was broadcasted live. Like, this is a live tour of the ISS. So this was a pre-recorded thing. This wasn't live streamed in any way. So even if it was, though, they have the capability to remove or add things if they want in real time. Now, I'm going to go on to something else that I think maybe a lot of you have seen before, but let's check out something from this video. Okay, and for those of you who know that NASA is full of shit and it's a hoax, I know this is a very popular video, so you know, I'm sorry if you have to sit through it again. You can fast forward through it or whatever. But this one was from Flat Earth Talk, and he shows how they use virtual reality as well. And let's just watch a little bit of this.
And I've been working with special effects software and Photoshop for quite a while now. And when I saw this video, I realized it became instantly clear how they do it. And it's just video game technology. Now, if you're part of the Geek Squad or the techie crowd, well, then you already know about this technology. And so let's get to the video that caught my attention, and you will see the same things that I saw. Let's watch.
We have to introduce the concept of freefall. So let's use this model of the Earth. And let's enlist the help of a friend, Patsy. You might know her.
So what is significant about this video is, number one, it was live to school children. Number two, we have this stuffed animal that is transitioning in on another video channel. And the actor is able to reach up and grab this doll in real 3D space and manipulate this doll with their hands. And so the only way you're going to pull that off is with one technology. And that technology is virtual reality. More importantly, though, something called augmented virtual reality. Now, before 2012, NASA used masking techniques much like we do in Photoshop and After Effects. But now we're able to simulate water and objects live in real 3D space. So we're able to take models of things that are photorealistic and rotate and move them while we are going live. Before, we used to have to render these effects frame by frame by frame, and it took extremely long amounts of time. In this video here I made last year, I'm using Sony Vegas, and I was just playing around with the masking capabilities of Sony Vegas. I don't even know why I saved this video, but here I'm standing in the kitchen and I'm just lifting up this trash can to make it kind of look like it's floating. And I didn't do a lot of work on this. It was just something I wanted to see real quick. But that is a masking effect to get another effect. We now have the technology to simulate water, materials, fabrics live in real 3D space with virtual reality, but better yet, augmented virtual reality. And all augmented virtual reality is taking the objects in 3D space from a virtual reality world and putting them in our world on another screen, which we can see, manipulate, and touch with virtual reality contacts or glasses. In this next segment, I'm going to show you how NASA grabs objects in 3D space, rotates them around, manipulates them. They can do this with water, with cloth, anything. And the cool thing about it is we can take what they're doing, what they're seeing with their contact virtual reality augmented lenses, and put that on a separate video layer live. Yes, live. And do it all in real time. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to them as they're grabbing objects and manipulating them. And then I'm going to show you Microsoft's HoloSense video.
Okay, now I'm not going to play the whole video for you guys. I'll try and leave the link in the description. Many of you, I think, have already seen this. But when you're seeing this guy, okay, and he's manipulating these items, and this, as I said before, this isn't even a live broadcast. But, you know, a lot of the NASA dick suckers out there like to refer to this one as the backbreaker for the NASA hoax people, because they think because it's 50 minutes long and there's not a lot of edit cuts that somehow that makes this real. Now, I'm trying to show you right now that with the AI, the artificial intelligence that they have, and with this virtual reality technology, which you can use with contact lens. And half of these astronauts wear glasses too, so they could be wearing the glasses as well. You can see tons of guys that are up there right now. I think half of the crew wears glasses that are currently up there in the ISS. So as he was just saying, what they can not only can you see these invisible objects that you're manipulating with your hands through the virtual reality contact lenses, but as he said, you can do a separate video feed which can be live in real time, where they edit in those items that they're manipulating, no matter what it be. Now, I'm going to show you something really here. Some of you may have seen this as well. This is a video of an astronaut who is seeing something through his virtual reality contact lenses, through what he's seeing, you know, as you saw in the previous image of what you're seeing. So he thinks he's manipulating an item, but they forgot to CGI it in real time, and this was a live broadcast. So you're going to see him reach for something and then put it away, but there's nothing there. Okay? Now let's look at that real quick.
The objects now.
Now you see that? Now to him, he thinks that he's seeing something through his virtual reality eyewear, but they screwed up, because whatever. So this hat that he has floating around is probably CGI'd as well. But the item that he thinks that he has, they weren't able to CGI that in real time. They goofed up. Okay. Now, it's mind blowing. I think this is just touching the surface, you guys, of the capabilities of their technology, okay? This is a guy that studies in that technology, and he was able to do a little dummy representation himself, okay? Now imagine what they can do with a $30 billion budget, okay? It's pretty easy to have this guy floating around, because as I showed you at the very beginning of this video, how they can mask and they can cut things out. Just as you saw the gentleman who was just in the video was able to mask himself out of making a garbage can float. Well, trust me, when this guy's floating around like this, even if this was a live broadcast in real time, they could mask out a harness if he's wearing it, anything, okay? It's really easily done. And as I said, this is a pre-recorded 50-minute tour of the ISS. And that virtual reality technology, I believe, is constantly used in their live broadcasts as well. When you see, goof-ups like this, though, I don't know how much more proof you need. And this is, of course, the same famous video where they screwed up this guy floating by in the background, and they forgot to CGI out his harness. Now, you'll see this real quick. They forgot to CGI his harness out. And it's real time, so it's a goof for them, because this is supposed to be a live feed. And especially their microphones too, that you see that are always bouncing. They're always bouncing around back and forth. Look at my microphone; it's as light as air. that microphone isn't there. But they're able to see these things, though, through their virtual reality eyewear. And as he just articulated, they can easily CGI that in real time through the broadcast. So just wanted to do this video really quick to show you guys another way that they do have the ability to fake stuff like this. So if you think that because you watched an hour fucking video on a tour of the ISS that shit's real just because it looks real, okay? They can make anything look real. Half of the shit that he's looking at might not even fucking be there. This could be all CGI'd in. He could just be literally just as they do in the movies too. I mean, you look at like the movie Gravity, and I've shown in previous videos how they use the harnesses and they just can crop it out. Now, they have the ability to do it in real time, okay? So when you're watching a live broadcast of the ISS and you're like, well, how can they pull that off live? Well, I just showed it to you. So just wanted to show you guys this really quick because it is a great video by both of the people that, like I said, I'll try and leave the links in the description. But even though you're watching an hour fucking tour of the ISS and it all looks real, trust me, it doesn't take much work for them nowadays to pull that shit off. So let me know what you guys think. This is Break the Matrix.
All I offer is the truth, nothing more.